Do you want different results with money? Then this video is going to be very important for you because I'm going to help you to reframe money and put money in its place. I'm Marguerita, mindset coach, business strategist, and light worker from Pitbull Coaching and founder and creator of the Wealth Consciousness Movement. And I'm on a mission to help you to be the best and most powerful version of you, to have a wealth and prosperity and abundance consciousness so you can live life beyond your wildest dreams. Now, we need to talk about the subject of money. My advice for you today is to stop chasing money. Okay, so chasing money is actually a part of the programming that so many of us were subjected to. Over 90% of people were subjected to this kind of way of viewing money. So we're going to look at our relationship with money today, specifically your relationship with money, and how you can alter that relationship so you can get different results with money. That's the key. If you want different results with money, you've got to change your relationship with money. The two go hand in hand. So the vast majority of people are chasing money. But the thing is, you don't want the money. You don't want the money. You want what the money will give you. Money is just a form of exchange. All it is a form of value that is used to exchange for goods and services. That's all money is. And we've given money this elevated state, and we've put it in this place where it is dictating our emotions. And that is really dangerous, because if money and your financial situation is dictating your emotions, then you're never going to get out of this loop that is causing you to be stressed and anxious and struggling financially. So I'm going to reframe this for you today, and this is a big part of what I do with my coaching and with my clients, is help them to reframe the situations that they have and the experiences that they're having and their belief systems, alter their belief systems so they can see things differently, because everything is a story, and everything is perception. You have a story about money. The question is that story serving you? What if you changed that story about money? You would get different results. Once you change your stories, you actually change your results. And if you are struggling financially, then you have, unfortunately, a lack and scarcity consciousness, right? If you have a lack and scarcity consciousness, you're going to experience lack and scarcity. Even if you're earning big bucks, if you have a lack and scarcity consciousness, you will spend that money in a way that still creates stress, anxiety, fear. It's still lack and scarcity. Doesn't matter if you have a lot of money coming in. If you're not allocating it wisely, then it's going to end up still creating this situation for you. But when you have a wealth, abundance, and prosperity consciousness, you can't help but do the right things, take the right actions, create wealth, abundance, and prosperity. And you know that we're all a part of the same system. People complain that the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, but we're all a part of the same system. The rich understand how the game works. They are playing by different rules. They are applying different principles, different strategies. They are using money and making it work for them rather than them working for money. So if you want to get from here to here, you've got to understand how the game works. You've got to change the rules that you're playing by, because they're available to you. But you need to understand those rules. You need to start making money for work for you instead of you working for money. And understand that money is just leverage. Money is just leverage. It's just a tool. So the topic for today is stop chasing money. So let's have a look at how wealthy people work with money, right? They see money as a tool, as a way to get what they want. They know it is a form of exchange, and it is a tool they use to create the lifestyle, to buy the stuff that they want, to make the investments that they want, and they make money work for them. In other words, the money that they have, they put to work so it grows. Now, for instance, a lot of people are in debt, but a lot of people are in bad debt because they have been sold this bill of goods that is credit, and they're told that, oh, you don't have to have money to buy what you want. You just go and put it on credit. Happy days. And then that grows and that grows and that grows. And people have this debt mentality, but it's bad debt. It's debt that is costing you your future wealth. So there are strategies to be able to pay that bad debt down. However, if you look at the wealthy have loads of debt. Do you know, I was listening to Robert Kiyosaki lately, and I highly recommend you listen to him too to understand money, how it works, and you read his books. And he dropped that he is a whopping $1.2 billion in debt. That is a billion with a B, but he owns something like 12,000 rental properties. What? So he has so much debt, like eye-watering debt. However, that debt is highly leveraged. That is investment debt. That it means that the money, the way he has used that debt is to invest in appreciating assets. And those assets have made him a very, 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 very wealthy man. He also invested way back in the mid-1900s. He also started investing in gold and silver, mostly in gold. Now, he bought gold to hold gold. Imagine if you bought gold and he's been buying gold ever since. He's just been accumulating gold and he stores it in an offshore facility. But imagine if you started investing even a small amount in gold 20, 30, 40 years ago, and you just held it and you bought more and you bought more and you bought more. This is the same kind of philosophies and strategies that the wealthy use to get wealthy. They don't put value in money. They put value in assets. The wealthy are wealthy not because they have lots of money, because they have lots of valuable assets, assets that appreciate in value and continue to grow. This is how the wealthy get wealthier. While all the people who are stuck financially are complaining that the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, they don't even stop to think, why is that? Yes, the game is rigged, folks. It is absolutely rigged. It is rigged in the favor of the rich and wealthy. But that doesn't mean that you can't swap sides. This is the thing. These same strategies and systems are available to you. You just need to educate yourself, and you need to have a different relationship with money. Because the thing is, if you have lack and scarcity in your life, then you have a lack and scarcity consciousness. Period. End of story. If you are wealthy and abundant, you have a wealth and abundance consciousness. End of story. Period. If you want to get from here over to here, you have to build a wealth and abundance consciousness. You have to understand what money is. You have to reframe it. You have to put it in its place. You have to understand how it works. And you have to think like the rich and wealthy to be able to accumulate your wealth and continue to build on those assets. So another asset is a business. A business that makes money is an asset, okay? And if you set yourself up with the right systems, with the right strategies, with the right model, then you can have an asset with limitless income, with literally zero limits on your income if you set yourself up right in a business. This is why I recommend everybody have a business. Is it easy? Hell no. But it is worth it, and it is the best possible way for you to firstly make money with zero limits on your income. So make money. The rich know how to make money. They know how to keep money. They know how to grow money. So the keep money part is that you don't overspend from your income. So the vast majority of people are programmed to spend more than they earn. The credit cards, okay? That's bad debt. And the more your income goes up, the more you tend to spend on things that are not of a high value or a high worth that will help to make you rich. Most people are spending their money on shit that will never help them to be wealthy and is actually keeping them poor. So know how to keep money. In other words, if you bring in $10,000, put it somewhere. Now, I don't recommend that you hold a lot of cash, but let it sit. Let it breathe. Don't just go out and blow it on shit, right? So hold that money, put it in maybe a high interest account for a little while. Just let it sit. Allow if you've not held $10,000 in cash before, then allow that to become your new normal. So allow the money to sit, allow it to breathe, so that becomes your new set point. If you're already well past that, then okay, the next 50,000 that you bring in, put that, even just for a couple of months, in maybe a high value investment portfolio, and allow it to sit and allow it to accumulate on the interest. Now, I don't recommend, I'm not a financial advisor, but the wealthy, what they do is they accumulate high value assets. So follow Robert Kiyosaki, follow Mark Moss on YouTube, listen to high wealth individuals as far as investing money is concerned, right? And they will recommend that you invest in things like real estate, gold and silver, crypto's another good one, but you really need to know what you're doing. I know people have lost a lot of money in crypto, so you've got to understand what that's about, how it works, which are the best crypto investments to go for. You want a stable cryptocurrency, not one of these really volatile ones. But crypto is an unknown quantity and it is volatile. So, but there's loads of ways that you can, like commodities, gold and silver. I think I mentioned that. But there's loads of ways that you can invest your money. You could invest it in gemstones. They also appreciate in value. But do your homework and do your due diligence and understand what those investments, how they will accumulate in wealth. Understand the market and invest in something that really interests you and you think will add good value to your future wealth, okay, and help you to accumulate more wealth. So one other thing that you could invest in is yourself. In your knowledge, in your skill sets, in your expansion, because this is one of the most valuable assets, the most valuable real estate that you have. Once you have the right knowledge, the right beliefs, the right skill sets, you can basically make lots and lots and lots and lots of money. So investing in yourself, as long as you are investing in the right things, is a very good future investment. Because the thing about having the right knowledge, the right skill sets, the right understandings, then even if, just say, crap happened and you lost everything, if you have the right knowledge and understanding, if you've invested in yourself and you know how the money system works, you know how to build a business, then you can start from scratch and you can scale that puppy really quickly and bring in a lot more money. Because coming back to money is just a value exchange, right? So now, do you understand what happened in 1971 and what's called the Nixon shock? So Richard Nixon in 1971 made several decisions. One of them was to actually take the dollar off the gold standard, right? So back before 71, the money, the US dollar was tied to gold. The value of the US dollar was tied to gold. Now, when he removed gold from that, it became what's called fiat currency. And fiat currency, what gives fiat currency its value? Belief. That's the only thing that gives fiat currency its value. Yes, okay, if you look at the economic pressures and inflationary pressures and the bonds market, there's a whole lot of complex things that actually provide the market value of the dollar. However, The only value that the dollar really has is your belief in it. It's worth nothing except the belief that there is commonly applied to the currency. And that is now saying the world over. And fiat currency, every single time throughout history, has always failed. It's always crashed. There's no other historical situation where fiat currency has not crashed. So the likelihood is that ultimately at some point the current fiat currency, unless something changes, will crash. So what do you do in order to not get caught up in that volatile situation? You purchase valuable assets. Now, reframing money, so you stop chasing money, because chasing money is actually resistance to wealth and abundance, because it is your energy, frequency, and vibration. It is your alignment with prosperity, wealth, and abundance that causes you to be wealthy and abundant. And if you are chasing money, then you are literally chasing money away, because that energy of chasing is fear-based. It is stress. It is anxiety. It is pressure that I need more money, I need more money, I need more money, I need more money. So the wealthy see money as a tool that they use to get wealthier. They love money. It's certainly something that they appreciate, the value that money holds and its ability and its power. Money has power, and it has the power to create a whole new life for you when it's used correctly. So see money as a tool. Actually detach yourself emotionally from money as an entity. Just detach your emotions. You can use emotional freedom technique. You can actually sit and really contemplate and educate yourself on what money is, on how you can use it differently, on how you can use it as leverage to build your wealth, on how you can start to invest it instead of spend it on crap that will never add value to your life or help you to build wealth. And you start to play the money game differently when you see it differently. And then what you do is you reframe your entire being around money. You stop chasing it. You change your emotional response, and your relationship with it totally changes the results that you get. That's what you need to do. So I want you to now think about, okay, we've spoken about stop chasing money. You're going to reframe it. You're going to see money as a tool to help you to create the life that you want. Now, what business model? I'm going to encourage you, if you're not an entrepreneur yet, I'm going to encourage you to explore this incredibly powerful model of entrepreneurship that will, if you have the right model, the right systems, the right structures, the right strategies in place, you can have limitless income potential. Meaning you could bring in 50,000, you could bring in 100,000, you could bring in 1 million, you could bring in 1 billion. When you have the right model, the right mindset, the right systems, structures, strategies, and infrastructure in place, man, there is no limit to the amount of money that you can bring in. So what lights you up? What sets your soul on fire? Because I am all about helping entrepreneurs to build soul-aligned wealth. And as a spiritual person, I am all about conscious spiritual entrepreneurs being wildly wealthy, because I know that as a conscious entrepreneur, when you are wildly wealthy, you will help to make the world a better place. And what you need to do is put your own mask on first. This is the airplane analogy, When the mask drops, in case of an emergency, put your own mask on first before helping anybody else. And this is a big problem for a lot of spiritual conscious entrepreneurs. They're so busy helping everybody else that they forget to put their own mask on first. They forget to look after their own needs first financially, and that's where it all falls apart. Because if you don't look after your own needs first, you're never going to be able to help as many people as I know that you want to help. So I'll give you another analogy, and that is the champagne stack, where you've got a big row of champagne glasses and then a smaller one, smaller one, smaller one. You got one at the top. You pour the champagne in the top. The champagne flows out the top into the glasses underneath. Then it flows out of those into the glasses underneath. And before you know it, depending on how many bottles you're using, you can fill every single glass by overfilling the top glass. So what you want to do is be the glass on the top. You are overfilling your own glass, your own cup, and the overflow it flows down, and you end up helping dozens, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, even millions of people to transform their lives just because you keep overfilling the glass at the top. This is not selfish. It's practical. It's essential. And if you want to make a big difference, this is what you need to do. Okay? So I do hope you have enjoyed this. If you have, like and subscribe, comment below. Let me know what your biggest takeaway is. How has this changed the way you look at money? Educate yourself about money. Get in the right headspace about money. Stop chasing money. Make money work for you instead. If you are truly ready to take control of your financial future and you have an entrepreneurial spirit burning inside of you, whether you have a business or you want to start a business, then you really need to get my soul-aligned business blueprint. This guide is free. It is a step-by-step guide to help you to either start or accelerate your journey as a conscious entrepreneur. I'm really passionate about helping entrepreneurs because I love business. I know it is the fastest way to completely transform your financial reality, and you need to set yourself up with the right mindset, with the right business model, with the right strategies. And this blueprint is going to help to get you on the right track. So all you need to do is type blueprint in the comments below, and I will send you the link to download this really powerful guide that's going to help to transform your future really, really fast. So just type blueprint in the comments below, and I'll send you the link to download this free soul-aligned business blueprint.